GitHub just launched a brand new toy, their GitHub app. I've had a chance to play around it for a few weeks now, and now I can finally tell you all about it and show it to you, of course. Is it good? Is it fun? Will it change the way we do coding? Or is it just a vibe code central? Let's dig in. So let me first start with explaining what this new app is. Along in this video, you're likely to think of other tools that do similar things. Just a fair warning there. I'll do a quick comparison later on. At this point, I assume you know what GitHub Copilot is and how it works. And Copilot is kind of the key thing in this new app. It's built on top of the Copilot CLI, which is the command line interface for GitHub Copilot. So it's kind of a graphical user interface for the Copilot CLI, but it's also a lot more than that. It's it's a chat interface where you can ask Copilot anything you normally ask an AI, ask it to do things for you, and it will do them. You can ask it to write code, to explain code, to refactor code, to write tests, to do code reviews, to do pretty much anything you can think of that has to do with code. And things that are not code related as well, like writing documentation, making diagrams and such. I've also used it for D&D stuff, but that's a story for another time. Comment if you want to hear about it. So yeah, let's fire it up and see what it looks like. So this is the clean install of the app, but I've used it on other devices, so we should have some history here once we get past the initial setup. So the first thing we need to do is authenticate with GitHub, naturally. So I'll just copy this here and I'll do this off screen so you don't see all my stuff and all that. And once we have authenticated, we can, well, let's see. So after authenticating, it wants to add some repositories. You can add anything you have locally. Otherwise, it'll show you a fair selection from GitHub based on your activity there from the last few days. I'll just add most of these, I guess. And we'll also hit the plus button so we can search around for any other repositories that we have access to. And let me just do this as well. Now we have a fair selection of repositories, so we'll hit continue. And let's see if they had cat pushing. Yeah, that looks good. Finish, and it should connect to my repositories and get things set up. And here we have it. Let me blow this up a bit for you. Now that we are in, we can see the app itself. And does it look familiar? If you've used Codex from OpenAI, this is practically the exact same interface. On the left side here, we have a home, which is meant to be your main starting point. I hardly ever use it, but we'll get back to how I use this app mainly later on. From the home page, you have the option to start a new conversation about any of the repositories that you have added. You can choose the model you want to use, or you can change the mode of the chat from interactive to plan, or the automatic or YOLO mode. You can also add more repositories here or local files if you want to. And further down, you have the on your radar section, which is largely pulled from your inbox. And speaking of inbox, you also find this on the left side here. And the only difference is this is now filtered on repos. In the in your inbox here, you'll find a lot of the same stuff that you'll find on your inbox over on GitHub.com, but I find that this is a lot cleaner and a lot more focused, so it's easier to work with. You can see PRs, you can see issues, you can so on. And nice thing here is that the icons make it really easy to quickly see what type of item it is, whether it's a ready to merge PR, whether it's an issue, or a draft PR, for example. So it's really nice in that way. And clicking on any of these opens up the item, and you can do what you need to there. You can see what's changed in the code. You can add your review if you want to do that. You can, of course, also comment, and this is where you could, tag Copilot, make it do stuff, of course. You can merge it, close the issue, whatever you need to do. The only thing that I feel like I really miss here is basically whatever's on the right hand side of a PR on github.com, like the assignees, labels, reviewers, and so on. most likely that will come rather soon. GitHub is really wanting this app to be the main way we interact with GitHub, so I can't imagine they will leave out such important features for long. And based on my experience during the private preview, they are really quick to add features and fix bugs, so I have high hopes for it. Speaking of the private preview, in my first half hour or so, I logged 3 different bug reports, so don't be surprised if you come across bugs, but do report them because the team is really eager to fix them and make the app better. But moving on, you also have workflows here, which is where you would automate things you want agents to do, same as automations, I think they're called in Codex. I haven't found a good use for this in my workflow, but if you do, this is where you would set it up. Moving on, we get to the place where I mainly use the app, which is down here in the sessions section. This is the equivalent of projects, I think, in Codex. You have quick chats here, which is where you'd use Copilot as ChatGPT, I guess, basically. You can use this to have conversations with Copilot that are not related to any specific repository. You can ask it to explain things, to write code snippets for you, to help you with general program questions and so on. Or, ask it about D&D stuff, if that's your thing. All the previous chats you've had are listed here, and to create a new one, you just click the plus sign and write your prompt, choose your model, set it to interactive or planning or whatever you want. You can also of course, add files or folders if you want some more context for the chat. Further down, we have all of the repositories that we added. You can, of course, add more if you want by clicking the add button here and add projects from either locally or GitHub repository or a repository URL if you wanted to. But let's go into the this Solar Export Tracker repo that I have as an example here, because this is the repo I've used with the app the most. I have solar panels on the roof of my house, but no decent way of tracking how much energy I export to the grid, so I wanted a simple website that shows me that and a couple of other stats. I wanted to go full on vibe code with this and see how far I could get, and as you can see, I've had quite a few chats here, and that is actually also a result of how the app expects you to work. You can see from the tooltip here that most of these are merged. It lists the PR, the status, and the number of code changes in each of these chats. And these are all merged, like I said, and that is effectively where you should stop a chat with this app. Every time you open up a new chat, the finish line should be the merge of a PR. Copilot actually gets kind of confused and messes up a bit if you try to continue after a PR is merged. It will try to add further changes to the same branch and update the PR, but at least in my workflow, I prefer to delete the branch after the PR is merged, so that will fail. Better than to just open up a new chat and refer to the previous merged PR. Another thing you can see if we scroll on through one of the chats that I have here, I have the initial prompt, and then I end up doing creating a pull request, and I have a rule set on this repo that automatically adds Copilot as a reviewer to all PRs. So there will be a lot of back and forth between Copilot in this app and the Copilot as a reviewer on the GitHub.com. So this kind of flow is really nice and catches a lot of bugs. Turns out, AIs also need a colleague to review their code. What I've done is to add instructions to the repo that tells the AIs to create a PR, wait 7 minutes for the review to come in, consider any new comments, fix if needed, reply to the comment with how it was addressed, resolve the conversation, and when all conversations are resolved, wait 7 more minutes and then do this whole dance again. This has often led to the agent working for an hour or more at a time on its own, saving me the time to having to review code that is not ready yet. And this is basically an evolution of a workflow I've used at work for a while as well, where everyone wants to request a review from Copilot before they ask for a review from a human. That saves a lot of time for the human reviewers, and it also gives the developers a chance to catch a lot of basic mistakes before they even get to the human reviewers. So it's a win-win. One thing to know about this, though, is that it tends to lead to over-engineered solutions. AIs really like to make things complicated and more complicated than they need to be, so we have to be careful about that. But overall, this kind of flow is really nice and it saved me a lot of time. Now we can see the PR if we click on the merged status here, and scrolling through the PR we can see that there are a lot of comments going back and forth that have been resolved, and there's a new round of review and resolve and so on. So there's a lot of going back and forth, and this loop has gone through quite a few times. The PR does get long, but at least the human effort is minimal, and the code in it is in a much better state by the time it gets to a human reviewer. And in addition to the PR itself, you can check the changes, like I mentioned earlier. You can also see the plan that Copilot made, and yeah, that's the main features of this app. As you probably expect, you also have the ability to add MCP servers, like I've tried out with the Notion MCP here, where I basically added the MCP server and connected it to my Notion database. I can have then chat interaction with Copilot with the video ideas that I have in my Notion database, and as you can see, the next suggestion for a video is this video here. Go figure. Now, I mentioned earlier that you're likely to think of other tools that do similar things when you're looking at this app. And the first thing that comes to my mind is Codex from OpenAI. I mean, just look at the interface of Codex and then look at the interface of the GitHub app. It's practically the exact same interface. The biggest difference in my experience is that this new GitHub app, it's much better integrated with GitHub. The icons, the status of the PRs and issues, the fact that you can do everything from the app without having to switch to github.com it's all really nice and makes for a much smoother experience. Of course, model selection is also a big difference. Codex coming from OpenAI is mostly based on their models, or solely based on their models, while in the new GitHub app you can also choose Claude models. Why you cannot select Gemini or Grok models, I don't know, but they'll probably come soon enough, since they're there in the VS Code integration. And as for my flow of having the agent do stuff, wait for reviews, fix stuff, and so on, that's just as achievable in Codex as it is in this new app. Just make sure that your instructions are in a standard file, type of file, and not, for example, in the Copilot instructions.md. That way you should be able to switch between different tools without having to change your instructions. So if you want to use Codex for a while and then switch back to this new app, or vice versa, you should be able to do that without much hassle. Or if you want to use other tools as well, of course. So this is the vision that GitHub has. You're supposed to, or us humans are supposed to only have this app up open and prompt and review stuff. Not having to open up an editor at all, just use the app to do everything. Do I agree with that vision? Well, not 100%. I think it's fun to use the app for certain things, like my solar export tracker repo, but I wouldn't just let this type of workflow loose in production just yet. Fortunately, you don't have to do all vibe code, go all vibe code mode with this app. You can use the app to get started on something and then click on the open in VS Code button to do the rest yourself. Or the other way around. You can start on something in VS Code and use the app to get some help with it. Get the agents to do the boring parts so you can focus on the fun parts. I like writing code and I don't want to give that up just yet, but I do like the idea of having an assistant that can help me with the boring part, and this app is a really nice step in that direction. But what do you think? Should we accept the vibe code lifestyle and let the agents do all the work, or should we be more involved in the process? Let me know in the comments. And if you want more to watch, you could also check my video on diagrams as code as well. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Cheers.